So the 7th grade stitch sampler is practice putting the pocket on the apron, and you'll be taking a pink piece of fabric and putting it onto the blue fabric, and we'll be stitching it on 3 sides to practice how you'll sew top stitching on your pocket. So make sure to go to the iron and press each of the edges about 1 centimeter to the back side on all 4 sides. Kind of done that. And then after you have all the edges turned under, you can pin it onto your stitch sampler. We're just going to use the same one from last year. And let me get some pins. Okay, so take your pins, and at the top of where your pocket will be, you'll put a perpendicular pin. Pin will be perpendicular to the side edge. So pin it in like that. And then on the other side, which will be the other top of the pocket, you'll put another pin that's also perpendicular. Then at the bottom corners where you're going to turn, you need to put diagonal pins. So take and put a diagonal pin. I'm going in about 3/8 of an inch, which is about 8 or 9 millimeters from the edge, and then over on this side. And that'll guide where you're sewing. Okay, so we're going to go to the sewing machine and we'll stitch here, back stitch, and we'll come and turn the corner and turn another corner and come up and back stitch so that you'll leave the top edge open and be able to have it like a pocket. So let's go to the sewing machine. So we're going to do top stitching for the pocket. So bring the fabric under the presser foot and put the edge of the pocket along the inside edge of the presser foot. Put your presser foot down and push the needle down to have it stop in a down position. Remove pins, don't sew over them. And then as you start sewing, go forward 5 stitches. Then push your back stitch button and go right over the same stitching line, and then go forward again over the same line. And if you connect it to the edge of the fabric a little bit and go off the edge, that will help your pocket be secure and it won't tear off when you're using your apron. Then come all the way down to the edge, but don't go to the very end. You want to stop about 3/8 of an inch, which is about 6 millimeters from the edge. And I'm going to just stop, and I'm going to go one more stitch with the hand wheel over here, right there. And then with the needle in the down position, you need to lift up the presser foot and turn 90 degrees, and then continue stitching across the bottom edge of your pocket. And always keep that edge of the pocket lined up straight with the edge of the presser foot. Okay, then take out your pin. I'm going to go walk by hand to get it right into the position that I want. Okay, and then lift up the presser foot again and turn it 90 degrees and stitch across the top. Okay, come to the end and then push the back stitch button. And it's okay to go off the pocket just a little bit for 1 stitch worth, and then lift up your needle and lift up your presser foot and pull out your threads. And remember to get in the habit of trimming the threads from the front and the back, and also go back to the beginning and trim your top thread and your bottom thread. So after you have stitched on 3 sides, then fold your pocket in half and crease that center seam line with your fingers so that you can divide your pocket into 2 equal parts. Then you're going to start, it's very important to start at the bottom and not at the top, and you're going to come to the bottom stitching line and put your presser foot down right where you can see your previous stitching line, and then put your needle down inside. Let's see, I want to come actually right at that line. Okay, and then you're just going to stitch, back stitch on both ends, but stitch to the top of the pocket again so that you can divide it into 2 pockets there. So there's a little plastic triangle, and if you put the crease into the center of that triangle as you sew, that will help you sew so that it's lined up. And then just guide it with your fingers. When you come to the other end, push the back stitch button again. And notice again that I went off the edge just a tiny bit so that that will secure your stitching. Okay, lift up your presser foot, pull it out, and trim your threads on the top and the back, and also at the beginning as well. Get in the habit of always trimming your threads to be able to meet standard. Okay. And then you have 2 pockets, and you have top stitching. So that is a completed 7th grade stitch sampler for pocket practice.